Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your weekly general taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are the general overview of energies for the week ahead for everybody, wherever you are in the world. Sometimes world events come through, sometimes it's literally just about us on our journeys, right? So hopefully these will serve you well. Remember, they are general readings, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody. You should always use your own discernment and see how this fits into your life as an overview or an overarching energy for the theme, for the trends and themes in the week ahead. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit the subscribe button. So this week when I went into my intuition, what I actually saw was like, you know, one of those like crossbow things, and it was being aimed, right? And it was like they were taking time to really think about, where am I going to shoot this arrow? Where am I going to shoot this thing? Like there was a lot of deliberation. And I remember seeing this, but it wasn't specifically that. It was like an amalgamation of two things. And I remember thinking to myself, I know I've seen this in one of my books somewhere, and so I had to look it up, right? And the message that I took away from this is, are you ready to go head to head? Where is it that this week you are prepared to go toe to toe, head to head with somebody? This may, the reason I say this is because after I saw that, what I thought I was seeing was the Sagittarius symbol, you know, the arrow and the thing, but it wasn't. What I actually saw was a ram, with, you're not like the ones with the curly sort of spiral, like the Aries ram, but the ones with like the, you know, they go out in sort of almost like the horned god sort of version. And what this really felt like to me was the message is about a power struggle of some sort. And this week, in some way, shape or form, we are all having to stand our ground or go head to head. And because at the end of it, after seeing like the gun, and it's like they're choosing like, where am I going to shoot this arrow? It was like a crossbow, right? And then I saw this ram, and then it was like there was a person going head to head with the ram, and it was like, shit, well, you know, I know, I mean, we humans can be tough, we're quite durable, but if one of us went head to head with a ram, we're getting knocked out, you know, bottom line. And so when I saw this, I delved into the book, and the symbols that came up, or that were in the book really for me to look at, if I can find them now, were the arrow speaks of news, disagreements and direction, which made a lot of sense with the vision that I had. And the gun aspect of this says power to gain goals, discord, slander and infidelity. Just in case, I know you're all thinking, what is the book? What is the damn book, Raph? It is Anne Moore's Green Witchcraft. I love this book. As you can see, it's been loved well and truly. I've had this probably since I was about 15 actually, so yeah, really it's a gorgeous book, especially for those of you that might be just getting started on your path. So those were the messages that came through, and it was really interesting the way that it played into the vision that I'd had in my intuitive message. So I hope that speaks to you or helps you in some way, shape or form. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So for our key to the week card, let's have a look. Ooh, okay, we have a jumper, ladies and gentlemen, and the jumping destiny card for the week ahead is the Empress. This week, the first thing that I want you to do, get out into the natural world as much as you can, right? The Empress is about the earth and the bounty. Isn't it funny as well how I was pulled up my Green Witchcraft book and the Empress just happened to fly out of the deck? Very interesting. So the fact that we have this as the overarching energy or theme, in a lot of ways, this is a great card because it talks about fruitful endeavors. It also reminds us that anything that is worth doing is going to take its time. Nothing fast, nothing overly, you know, as the saying goes, nature accomplishes everything but still doesn't rush. Now, interestingly enough, because this card is actually ruled by Venus, the sun is just this week moving into the sign of Libra. So in a lot lot of ways this kind of tracks with that. What is this card about? It's about beauty. It's about abundance. It's about fertile ideas, or the ground that we put those fertile ideas in order for them to flourish. This is a very bountiful card. So the destiny of this week basically for me says, and it's like this when you think about the way anything comes into being. Conception is, gosh, you know, they say like you're the one that won the race and all the rest of it, and you know, before we even get into being born, there's adversity, right? There's so many conditions that we have to overcome. And this Empress is basically giving me that kind of energy. It's like whatever is born this week, you might have to really fight for it. But whatever it is that is born this week, or whatever those seeds are that you plant this week, they have the ability to grow, right? And they have all the chances that they need to become something truly prosperous for all of us. For the direction cards, how do we best use this energy? How do we best tap into it? For the first card out, we have the Four of Swords. Take your time, right? This is really a card of no rush, right? Just take your time, go through the practice or the motions. Not the motions. I don't like going through the motions because it kind of suggests you're doing it mindlessly. But go through the process, I think, is probably better to use. The Six of Cups, anything that can be achieved well on your own can be achieved better with people. And the Two of Swords, but you have to be discerning about the people or the things that you tie yourself to this week, right? So there may be offers of help aplenty. There may be offers of collaboration aplenty. There may even be support that is offered that makes you think, oh, you know what, I could really use that right now. But you just want to make sure that it's going to do what it says on the tin, first of all. All of this is being infused by the Empress card. And if I'm honest, this actually tells me anyone or anything that excites you too much, either way, you know, too much on the positive or too much on the negative is probably not where it's at. These cards all suggest balance. 4 is stable, right? 6 is balanced. 2 is balanced. This tells me that balance, harmony, all the Libran stuff, isn't that amazing that, you know, it all tracks with the astrology of the sun moving into Libra? Balance, harmony, stability, and also reverence of the sacredness of beauty, right? It's so underrated how much beautiful or refined things can really enhance our experience. And this is why I say getting out into nature this week could be, you know, could absolutely be the one. There are really great opportunities this week for collaboration and connection. You just have to make sure they're the right ones for you. For the insight cards, what might we need to know or be aware of this week? All right. Also, that triplet up there is just whispering to me while I was shuffling the cards, and this, I believe, this week we're going to see a development. You know, we've seen a lot of stuff come out about children. You know, in the Canada, they found the mass graves and stuff. I think we're going to start to see some resolutions to this, or some solutions offered in regards to these things. It wouldn't surprise me. The insight cards, we've got the Two of Wands with the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Not only are there opportunities this week, but there are lucrative opportunities. The planting and sowing of certain seeds can lead to very worldly interactions if you're open to them, and also if you're prepared, right? The message out of all of these cards is you're not going to get anything that you haven't worked for. So the results that show up for you at the moment, if you're a bit hesitant to put your hand on it and claim it, this is all in response to stuff that you've already done already, or things that you realize are going to take, you know, you're going to have to work for them, right? So don't expect results for nothing. You are going to have to put something in. That's the whole point of balance, right? But the rewards are there should you be prepared to put in. The Page of Pentacles suggests that new endeavors, new ideas, new business moves, talks, negotiations are absolutely on the table. There could be some amazing developments on that front for all of us. And then the Ace of Swords suggests new contracts, new ideas, new collaborations could be coming in. But that Ace of Swords basically says, If you're signing on the dotted line and you see the opportunity, you have to speak up on what you see and what you need. Now, you've got the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Swords. 2 twos represents an accord, a bond, a pact, or a partnership of some sort. So really, as the old proverb says, if you want to go quick, go on your own. If you want to go far, go with others. Definitely stands this week. I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be very, very powerful. I also feel like this could be some interesting developments on trade, and commerce and partnerships that are formed in sort of like the upper echelons. I think we might see or hear of a big merger this week that might come forward, and you know, finally, after they've basically done all of it already, now they let the peasants know. You know, that might be one way that this shapes up. But I think we could be hearing about a merger of some sort, and it will likely be one that's quite big. Like when everybody hears about it, they're going to be like, wow, okay, that's a big deal. So all in all, I actually think this could be a really great week for all of us. But remember that intuitive message. There's hard work to be done here. None of it just falls into our laps. You got to be prepared to fight for it, right? With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.